see on TikTok. And no, I ain't got no business coming from this far in the studio. Okay. Hey girl, hey, how y'all doing? Okay, let me make sure that we are live. First of all, let's get ourselves situated. Um, how are y'all doing? How is it going? I want to know. Y'all tell me if you feel like at the time of this recording is January 2026. And I don't know about you, but honey bunny, I feel like January has been an entire year. Does anybody feel like that? And if you don't feel like it's been a full year, then it feels like it has been um for me at least, it feels like it has been um well, it feels like it's been a year, but I was talking to a couple clients and they were like, "You know what? I feel like it's totally been like at least a quarter." You know what I mean? So, all right, I want to see what we're doing. Y'all just bear with me one second over on Instagram and all that good stuff. I am playing around with something and don't ask me why I decided to do it right in this second. So, if you can hear me on Facebook, um, bear with me for one second. Uh, let me see. Let me see. I gotta go back. Hold on. Y'all, I'm sorry. TikTok, it's okay. It's all right. It's totally fine. It's all good. All right. So, this is the version we're going to get on live on all of the other places. And hopefully, we are back and good on Instagram and all that good stuff. All right, so sorry about that. First of all, Kiera from KieraJones.com. And listen, this year so far, although it's only been a month, there's been some really beautiful things that have been happening for my clients, for myself. There's been some breakthroughs. And I want to talk about this like next level energy. And I want to talk about it and I have some notes too, because y'all know I will let go. So how do you know if you're really ready for what's next? So these are questions. Hey Rebecca, hey Gabrielle, hey Sherry, hey Curry, um, hey. Listen, why am I so far? Hey Giselle, how are you, loves? Hey Sophia, hi Olga. Oh, thank you for the DMs. I definitely will be checking DMs. Hey, Dr. K, how are you, love? Hey, Melanie. Hey, Jazzy. Nice to see you. Um, hey, Yo Yo, how are you doing? Okay, so one, I want y'all to drop in. How are you feeling right now about your message? So, when you think about your message, when you think about your next level message, when you think about all that you want to do in this next 12 months, all right, when you think about all that you want to do in the next 90 days, how do you feel about your message carrying that? And I would love to do, if there are any messaging, refinement, feedback, pieces, or elements that I can share with you on this live stream, I will certainly do that. If I miss anybody, or if you are on the replay, don't hesitate to DM them to me, because I just want to make sure that for those of you that are seeing your message as a part of not just a tool for your voice, not just a tool for your business, but a tool for your voice, not just a tool for you to make more money, but a tool for the next level of your mission and of your movement. Y'all, there are so many beautiful things. Like when I say that this year, even though it's only been um, a short amount of time, I'm seeing so many of my clients, okay, women who have been in business for so many different time frames, right? Like it could be a couple of years, it could be over 5 years, it can be a decade. I've women who've been in business for 2 decades, right? Women who, hey Levy, how are you? So just being in a space of being called to something deeper. There's so much that's going on in our lives, in our worlds, in our bodies, and ourselves, and our hormones, okay? I'm over here, like, taking more supplements and vitamins, and look, I still got my protein shake that I need to my protein latte that I'm finishing, and, just focusing on so many things, and we are seeing ourselves in different lights. We are seeing our work in different lights. We're seeing our voices in different lights. We're seeing the vessel of our voice differently, and we're ready for so many layers of a deeper conversation around our message, around our mission, and is so beautiful. And I want to talk about this. So when I get these questions from my clients who are having their biggest revenue months, who are having their biggest cash weeks, who are signing their biggest clients, right? In 2 years and 5 years and 13 years, some in 20 years, 22 years in business. And I get these questions, how to know if you're really ready for what's next. So I want you to tell me if that's a question that you've had. And I also want to make a note, right? That is not a question that I know you are asking from a place of insecurity. Okay. That is a question that you are asking from a place of discernment. And I want to say this. I know that if you're being called to my space, all right, whether we met 5 minutes ago, whether we met 5 months ago, whether we met 5 years ago, whether we have never met physically, but you can feel me up and through this camera right here, okay? And I haven't gotten to squeeze you and hold you yet. I want you to know that you have been doing the healing work. So when I'm having conversations, there's actually a conversation I was having in a private call with a client today, and she's been in business for 6 years. And well, she's been officially in this business for 6 years, but she's been doing the work that she does for 20, right? Over 20 years. And we were having a conversation, and there was a breakthrough that she had in the last 2 weeks from previous coaching that we had done a couple weeks ago. And she realized something that she had been doing and had no knowledge of, that was, and I'm not gonna, it wasn't a sabotage, right? It's something that she actually did not have awareness that she was even doing, that was getting in the way of her visibility, of her content specifically. Where you have this message inside of you, you know what to do. You know what to do. There's no question about that. But there becomes this, like, am I doing content for content's sake? I've been putting out content for this amount of time. What else is there left for me to say? So I want to make sure, y'all, as you are watching, like, you're listening to me, but share with me how you're feeling right now about your message, about your content. I would even love, put a line from one of your pieces of content, put a line from one of your messaging points. Let's go. I want to give you feedback because, there is one thing about us sitting here having, like, chit chats and kumbaya and conversations, right? But for you to be in a space where you're stepping into action with this next level message is powerful. That's the power. That's the only way that you create the next level of transformation that you are here to create. And so when we talk about how do I know I'm ready for this next level, let me say this. And I see y'all with these comments. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to bring this up on my other phone and bring my other tablet. All right. So, hey Sabrina. So you have been doing the healing work. That's how we know. I don't care how much comparison you've been doing. You've been comparing yourself to your mastermind sisters, to your coaches, to those that you look at on these internet streets. I don't care how much you're comparing yourself to your old self and whatever you feel like you did. I was in my prime, or I'm waiting for things to get back like this or like that. There's a reason why you're not doing it in that way. Sometimes you're not meant to necessarily do it in that way because some of y'all, you've gotten burnt out. Sometimes we got burnt out from the way we were doing things before. We're not meant to do it that way, okay? And we're sitting there judging, like, "Okay, when am I gonna get back to that?" You're not meant to. Hey, Corinne. So being in a space where um you have been doing this healing work. You've been in therapy, you've been investing in the mindset work, you've been putting in the time with yourself, you've been growing in your relationships personally, you've been growing professionally in your area of expertise and your subject matter area of your expertise and your knowledge and your skill set, whether that's been certificates or certifications, excuse me, whether that has been in courses that you've taken, whether it's been in getting more education, more degrees, whether it's been and just your client work, right? And learning new parts of your methods and your frameworks and your processes, and understanding pieces of it that you want to let go of, understanding pieces of it that you want to, go deeper into, parts that you want to declutter, like all of this, growing in your client experiences, learning more about who you do and you don't want to work with, learning more about the way that you want to work with your clients and what you don't want to do, right? I have clients who have been in business for, 2 years, for 6 years, for 12 years, for 20 years. And there's parts of their work that they have defaulted to because it's just their norm, but they are no longer connected to it. But it's how they've made money, it's how people have known them. There's no timeline on that, right? And so there's this fear of letting that go. But here's what I want to say: to know that you are ready for the next is because you have been doing the healing work. So you are not the same you. And I'm about to say something that somebody on here needs to hear. And I think it might be you. And if it's you, I seriously mean it when I tell you from the bottom of my heart. I want you to send me a private message, because there are different reasons why this could be coming up for you. And so I want to hold my responsibility, and be mindful of opening certain doors, right? And making sure that we have the space and the capacity that is going to be of best service to you, to make sure we can fully explore what may come up from this. Okay. But here's the thing: who you were when you first started, okay? Who you allowed to be your ideal client, who you allowed to come into your programs, who you allowed to be in your space when you first started, that is who the version of you then let yourself have, let yourself hold. Those were the price points you let yourself hold, okay? Those were the clients you allowed yourself to have. All right. Hey, Bree. Those were the offers you let yourself, deliver. That was the level of the work you let yourself deliver, because that was the capacity you had. But when you're doing your healing, right? It's the same way that you grow and you realize there's certain friendships, whether it's people that you've known all your life, whether it's people that you've known for just a year or two, okay? Whether it's people in your family. It's the same way in relationships, right? Romantic relationships. It's the same way in your job in corporate settings, when you just realize these people don't see me. It don't matter if it's their blood or not. They don't see me. They don't feel me. They don't get me, right? And you've done healing and you've done work. I know you've been in your therapist sessions. I know you've been up on that couch. I know you've been journaling. I know that you've been doing the work. You've been at retreats. You've been traveling. You've done, whether it's solo trips or trips with your girlfriends. Listen, if your therapist is your bestie, you've been doing this, right? Yes, you have been doing this. So this is not um this point of like, that these things aren't connected. They're very much in alignment. The healing that you've been doing in those parts of your life, when we look at your business, it's the same with your clients. Today, you are ready to give yourself permission for a next level. Hey, V, you're ready to give yourself permission. So I want y'all to drop in. I want y'all to drop in the comments. And if you're not putting it in the comments, then you better be putting it in my DM. But what you're not doing is you're not sitting here just listening to me when I know this is speaking to you. Because I know you got some people on your client roster, okay, who you're like, yeah, I know I've been settling. Yeah, I know I've been tolerating this type of person. Or maybe you have just finished with those clients. Maybe you've just fired those clients. Maybe you have now given yourself permission that, okay, my new batch of clients, my next batch of group members in my mastermind, my next one-on-ones, the next people for my retreat, my event, I am unapologetically only accepting this. I'm only tolerating this type of person. I'm only allowing this type of person in my space. And it's not just the people, it's your prices too. It's your people, it's your prices, it's also your process and your packages. You settled on the way that you packaged your offer. That's why one of the things I'm doing when I sit down and I work with my clients, one of the things we're looking at is your package. Because I'm always finding it just so happened to be I discovered this years and years ago over, almost, over the last decade, right? I started discovering in the first couple years, like, okay, I keep working with people on restructuring their business model. What's up with people, women? What's up with subject matter expert women having these packages that don't even align to them? And it may have aligned at some point, but who you have become now, it doesn't match. And it may not be all of those areas. It might be one area, and also I wanna say for a lot of clients, it could be a little bit of one and a lot of another one, right? So maybe it's like I have a client where we had very small tweaks that we made to her business model, right? But we made most tweaks to her pricing, and then we had to make sure we shift the messaging to match, right? And then I have clients where too many to name, like dozens and dozens and dozens of clients where we're cutting the price in half, but they are associating, okay, I need to charge more for this, okay, or excuse me, I need to in order for me to offer this rate, in order for me to charge more, I have to offer more for this. Instead of realizing, no, what we ended up doing instead was cutting their package, actually the time in half, because they were associating all the time with all the money, right? And because you are doing the work, you are seeing yourself different. You are seeing your value different. You value your time in a way today that you did not value back then. Back then, you were okay with hustling. You're post hustling now. You're post healing now. And not that your healing is done. It ain't never done. Okay. But you know what I mean. You're not her. And so you can't continue with her clients. You can't continue with her voice. You can't continue with her message. You can't continue with her prices. You can't continue with her offers. So when I'm working with my clients right now, and when I'm seeing women online and I'm seeing them talk about all of the things that they feel are changing in their business and and they want to burn it down. They want to do this, they want to do that. And I'm like, it's very freaking simple, right? Hey, Mary, it's so simple. It's literally you get to be in a space where you're not restarting. You're literally refining. And again, I'm going to go back to the original question, right? So how are you in a space? How do you know? Let me go back. So how do you know if you're really ready for the next level? My love, you keep trying to get ready for something that you're already ready for. You've already been doing the work. So now where you go, my love, is you go into a space where you now create the messaging, the next layer of your message. This isn't you learning messaging. This isn't you learning how to do content, learning how to sell. This isn't you learning how to do those things. This is actually you being able to align like your message with who you are now. And I want to tell you, for myself, I remember for me, I have been going to my same therapist for the last 5 years, okay, y'all? And so I remember having this point, right, of getting into a space where it felt like I didn't want I wanted I knew that it was this next level for myself. And next level for me was like it wasn't just tied to a number. It wasn't just tied to money. It was so much more. And my old self like associated everything with next level with that. But me now was like, man, my next level, it feels like space. Hey, Jeannie. My next level, it feels like time. My next level, it feels like a deeper part of my creativity. It feels like a deeper part of my voice. It feels like a deeper part of who I get to spend my time with. We sit on a personal level and we talk about who you spend your time with and who you tolerate in your space, from our friendships and our romantic relationships and our family. And nope, they not sitting there taking up my energy and they're not sitting there taking up my time. But you sit as a business owner, as a service-based business owner, as a subject matter expert woman, you sit and you have this time, hey Brandy, hey Brooke, with your clients all the time. So don't you value how you're spending your time with them and who's spending that time with you? And you also spend so much time creating, you're creating content. And when I say so much time, I'm talking about the collective elements of it, right? So between um today is actually my full coaching day. Tuesday is my full coaching day. Okay. I'm going to get off this live and y'all know, it's not Taco Tuesday, but we're having enchilada bowls, but it's in the same family. All right. And I already have, we have this wine downstairs that I'm having. So it's just like, I've been serving, I've been pouring out, I've been in calls since about 9 o'clock I start, but Tuesday is my long day. But when I tell you, "Hey, Jamila, this message," like, that I'm talking about right now, I actually, was in an interview, and collaboration last week, and I mentioned this topic, and it was Friday, and so today is Tuesday, and so yesterday, I was like, "Oh, I don't feel like going, live." I wanted to, but, just was working on a couple things. So because Mondays are my CEO day, and so my, like, admin CEO day and everything like that, and so I was like, "All right, I'll do it, like, tomorrow," um, because it was, like, Friday when I mentioned it, and so I was already doing, something on Friday, and so, the point is, I was just like, my heart, my spirit, like, in me, and then you know what I said? I said, "You know what?" Which was why we moved the camera over here. I was like, "But, I wanna do it from my couch, though, in my office. I don't wanna be over at the desk and all that type of stuff. I just wanna do it here. Imma have my protein, latte," which I have not even taken a sip of because 'cause I'm just into what I'm talking about, but, you know, my point is I just started valuing different things, right? But that was from a different part of me that I didn't even give myself permission to exist. I didn't even know that the 2 could exist. Like, every part of sales work that I've done in my corporate career, when I managed $5 million of business that I grew by double digits, when I managed 20, what is it, 27, 28 $1 million of business, that we grew to finally hit its program, right? Its goal that it hadn't hit in 7 years. That territory didn't hit in 7 years, it didn't hit that program. And it finally hit that program the first year that I was in charge, that I was a part of that team. Okay. Myself and another teammate in that particular area. And then being in, sales enablement and refinement, and being in a space where we're supporting 425 sales professionals, right? And basically being the middleman between marketing, so what marketing tells the sales team to say, and then what the sales team gets, like, and they're actually saying, because I was them and myself and only 2 people. So you got 3 people, a team of 3 between corporate and VPs and directors and 425 people. You got 3 of us in between the 2 of them. Okay. We a patty in the middle. You got 2 top buns, and we a real thin bun. I mean, a real thin patty in the middle. But that was my love and my joy for sales communication and messaging and understanding how to communicate to your client and how to position your offer, because we were never selling the cheapest. We could never sell on price. And so I'm so big with my clients on understanding, how do you position your high ticket high ticket transformation, and it's never about a number, right? It's never about a number. And so my point is, when I got into business, and so the first couple of years, or the first 3 years, 4 years, when, for me, I came out the gate just selling high ticket, and there's so many, like, transformations, and I'll, do even more stories about these things. But my point is, in therapy, I had this moment of like, what else is there besides the number? Because I just don't, like, I just, the number isn't exciting me. and the women who only want the number isn't exciting me. And I went through a period of not knowing that I actually felt like maybe, "Hey, Bella, um, are they ready for this type of conversation?" So, do I have to force myself to only talk about the part of the messaging work and the part of the client communication strategies that are tied only to sales? Or am I finally giving myself permission that I get to talk to the woman who, listen, we're practical. We make logical decisions. We're a mix of both. We're a mix of strategy and energy, mindset and skill set. Yes, what's my message from a power standpoint and purpose standpoint? And what's my message from a profit standpoint, boo boo? If you are both, comment both. Put both in the comments or DM me both, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay. I want you to do it. I want you to do it because it was like, listen. And so, one breakthrough that so many of my clients have had, right, is this. And I actually wrote this down because I wanted to read it exactly as it was expressed to me, um, that when we work together, my clients, when we work together, just I wanted to express it in their words, they didn't want less strategy, right? When we work together, working with Kiera, it's you get to have the strategy that doesn't require you to abandon yourself. So, this is not about having, any type of strategy. This is not about having to choose between strategy and your heart. This is about having a message that honors both. And so when you are doing all that healing work that you've been doing, right? Your fear is, am I going to go back? I don't want to build the next layer of my business the way that I've been building it. Yes, I want to grow, but I don't want it in those terms and that capacity, right? I know that I said this to one of my best friends. Okay, we've been friends. Excuse me, I'm getting over some congestion. We've been friends for almost a decade. Okay, and so I remember telling her. I remember one of my very first like $20,000 like cash months. Okay, and I remember thinking like, I had had a couple, like that was my like one of my first ones, and then I remember having like, maybe let's just say like 5 or 6. So, like, for 6 months straight, I remember having, another set of like 20 to $25,000 cash months, like, consecutively, and I remember, like, telling her, like, because it's coming to me, years ago, like, "Oh my gosh, um, I see why I couldn't sustain that version." Right? And I have a client who actually, just stepped into having her first 20K cash months, okay? And, having these conversations with women when they get to experience that for themselves and being able to, like, witness that and celebrate that with them and watch, like, literally for 2 months, we were coaching on, like, one main thing in particular, that's been a part of there's been 3 things that we've been focusing on, for that breakthrough and to contribute to that, and there's one that, always just I hold in my heart so much, and, there's layers of it, right? And there's layers of it, the same exact thing for multiple people because we have some other, clients who we're working on the same thing, and they have their wins, right, and their versions of this too. Hey, Alex. Hey, let me see, who is that? Emma. Hey, Emma. Is anybody wanting any messaging coaching today? So let me know, are you wanting any messaging coaching? Whatever platform you are on. Where did my mouse go, y'all? I done left the mouse up there. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So I got this here. Um, all righty. So let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And I hope that I can see all the comments. And listen, if you comment and I don't see it, blame it on not my heart. Okay? It is not my heart. Okay? It is human error technology. But please know, I mean it, mean it, mean it. If you shoot us a DM on Instagram or Facebook, Facebook is going to be fastest, or Instagram at the Kiara Jones, the same handle, or TikTok, DM us too, at the Kiara Jones. So TheKieraJones. You can DM us. We will see that. You can also text, for those in the US, 518 855 1KJC. Kiara Jones Coaching. So 518 855 1KJC or 1552. And so just shoot us a text and we will make sure we honor that, because I don't want to miss anybody's beautiful stuff that they are sending. Okay, so I am going to check. Let me see. So hey, who is that over there? Oh, thanks, love. I am proud of you too. I received that and I'm proud of you too. Let me know if anybody is wanting any messaging coaching. Who wants some messaging coaching? Who wants some messaging feedback? What are you launching right now? What are you selling right now? How are your conversions? Literally, thinking through any clients that you're having conversations with, where maybe you are not converting as much as you would like to, right? So if you're doing any type of sales events, if you're doing sales one-on-one calls, if you're doing sales DMs, if you're pitching yourself, how are those things going? Okay, so what are you pitching? What are you launching? What are you putting out? Where are you feeling really powerful in your message? Where aren't you feeling powerful in your message? Where are you, just like what I'm giving y'all, you don't have to answer all these. Okay. I'm giving you some things that you can, okay, you'll feel in your body. If it's like, oh yeah, that one. That one right there is my question, Kiera. Okay. Um, so I'm just giving you some things to think about, okay? Because I want to make sure that you, okay, are in a space where you are giving yourself that permission to step into the next level message, because yes, you are ready. And if you are like, here, I want more than just you giving me a couple things right now, then I want you to, I'm going to move this. So y'all are going to see the camera potentially. I'm going to move y'all up here. All right. So, let me know if, I was about to say, uh, yeah, if you are wanting more than just like, any kind of conversation on here, you're like, here, I need more than you just spending like a quick minute answering my question or something like that. Then I want you, hey, Lady J, let me say hi. So, you can also go to kierajones.com/call. Okay. So let me see. Giselle, how are you, love? All right. So who here oops, I did not mean to send that. Y'all, what am I over here doing? Oh no. Hi, Nene. Oh, your voice is beautiful.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, what time is it in your country?
It is about 6 p.m., 6:15 p.m. for me. How about for you?
It's already 7:15 in the morning.
Okay, are you in the Philippines?
Yeah, I live in the Philippines.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, we are doing messaging coaching for women who have businesses. So if that's something that you wanted, then I can support you. Otherwise, you have a beautiful voice and I can let you go back to singing and sharing your talent with other people.
Okay.
All
If
right.
you
Nice to
if you
meet
like
you.
to,
All right, bye.
alright, thank you.
Bye, love.
I would love to sing to you again.
Thank you. You should totally figure out your way to sell that online. I have clients who sell their singing, and different services, through different meditations and things like that. So, little tip for you. All right, love.
Let me go.
Bye. All right.
Bye.
All righty. So I have to actually figure out how to remove you, my love.
I don't know either. I'm just newbie here. I never actually live.
It's totally fine.
I think
We're gonna figure it out.
this is a Filipino song. Kahit wala ka na, nakatingin sa salamin at nag-iisa, nakatanim ba'y ang lambinay mo sa'king hantay, maghiwalay. Ito'y katulad ng damdamin ko kay puso mo ng bira yung pamamatay.
Oh, I hate to lose this live. Oh my goodness, y'all. Why can't I figure out how to tape?
You can relate, this is a song about love.
Y'all, I am so upset about that. First of all, my chubby fingers hit something. I did not mean to invite her into the live. And now I'm like so mad because I couldn't figure out. So I wanted to not lose anyway. So, all right. Let me see what we have going on over here. Alrighty. Okay. So let me see if there are any other questions that do come. I hate that because there was like 5 people that said invite. And so I'm so sorry. I hope that they don't think that I hit the wrong person. Dang it. Okay. Well, what can we do? I mean, I can go live again on there. Alrighty. So I think that I did want to do at least one though. Dang it. Should we go live again for a part 2? Let's do a part 2. Just because I want to try something. I want to try something. Matter of fact, I think I want to try something on here. We're going to do a part 2 on both places. I'm going to stop this one. If you are watching, I'm so sorry for that. For the folks that just came in, I want to try something. I'm just having fun now. Like, Let's see, okay. I wanna experiment with something. So I'm gonna end this. That's how we're gonna end it. Yep, that's how I'm doing it. And I wanna see because that inspired me. I wanna see, um, if we get anybody on to do any live coaching tonight, like, quick. All right. So I'm ending this one. But if you are on the replay and you missed this, um, then go to KiraJones.com/call or just DM me and I can answer some questions for you inside of the chat. And I tell you, 5 minutes of like a chit chat audit has been gold for many, many women. So take up that offer while it is available. And I can't wait to love on you and all of the good things. All right, love. Until next time, love, shine, and success. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.